everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about Woosh Beauty. So we actually got a response from Woosh Beauty on the last product review that I did about the Shadow Shields and the Wonder Flex Wand with the mascara lash shield. And they just responded to the video and said that that they looked forward to a review of additional products, and that they couldn't wait to see how I used the Even Eye Stencils. And so that says a couple of things about the company. Number one, I wasn't over the moon about the performance of the mascara, and they still reached out and were very kind with their comments, which means as an organization that they're open to possible areas of opportunity, and they don't get incredibly offended by someone saying that this product didn't work for me. So I was very encouraged by that. And again, I feel like it's important to note that it's a female run organization. So I definitely am interested in the line, even though I've kind of been a hit and miss so far. And I told you guys that we were going to explore the line a little further, so that's actually why we're here today. I still use these suckers all the time. I love them. Now, I have seen a lot of people that complain about the fact that these are sticky, and because they do have adhesive on the back side, and it's not like a tape adhesive, it's not something that leaves a residue on your face or anything. It's just kind of the way that the, you know, because they're like this weird plasticky kind of thing. But the sticky part of it is, I've heard a lot of people complain about the fact that it takes all of their makeup off under the eye. And to me, I think that was kind of common sense, kind of going into using the product. I knew that there was an adhesive on one side, so I did my eyeshadow prior to doing the rest of my look. So I didn't necessarily use these to protect my under eye area from any fallout, because I didn't have any concealer or foundation on, so it didn't really matter if I had fallout. What I've really enjoyed using these for is the symmetry of the look that it gives you. So when you put these on, and if you want a really sharp line here, it is really nice to have these on, because you put these on like this, and it goes just underneath your lash line and just out to the side. And you can take a makeup brush and really like go in with the blending, and then you can run it under here and just blend, and when you peel it off, it has such a beautiful look right there that it's really less about protecting you from fallout and more about how creative can you get with the looks that you can create with these suckers. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I have seen a lot of people complaining about the fact that this takes off your concealer and your foundation, and it's sticky on that side. So if you put it underneath your eye when you have concealer and foundation on, and then you peel it off, I mean, I would assume that one would know that it's gonna take your makeup off. I don't know. I guess to me that seemed pretty common sense, but just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so today I have two more products from Woosh Beauty, and the first product that I got from them was the Corner Brush Eye Stamper. Now, this brush has supposedly two uses. First, you take it out of the packaging, and it has this lovely little pouch in it, along with directions on how to actually use the brush. So It has on here directions for a Go Sleek and a Go Smoky look. And I actually have the Go Smoky look on today. And I did it using this brush. And I'm going to tell you how I did it. But first, let me show you the actual brush itself. So one end of the brush has this V end, and one end of this brush is an angled brush. Now, by looking at this, you would think it's a very stiff, kind of synthetic-y hair brush that's going to be really harsh. However, I was surprised that it's really not. The bristles are actually very soft. They are synthetic bristles, but again, they're very soft. They're not as hard as I thought they were going to be. It's actually a very soft bristle, which I thought was very nice. The brush itself is pretty thick. It's very hefty, but it's not heavy. It's very light, and it's very different. So yeah, you look at it and you think, wow, that is definitely a different end of a brush. So again, here we are with Woosh Beauty and doing some really innovative and kind of different things, right? So it's about seeing if they actually work well and have practical uses for us, or if it's just kind of gimmicky. So that's kind of what it is for me, right, at this point. So that's the first product I got. The second product that I got from Woosh Beauty is their double-decker liner, and I got it to go hand in hand with this brush because I really wanted to try the brush to see how it worked. So I obviously wanted to try another one of their product. Now the mascara formula was a dud for me, so I was hoping that this product was going to perform much better. So the double-decker liner contraption is this little thing that looks like this, and it says Woosh on the top. You open the first layer, and it has a very opaque black shadow here. And then on the bottom, it actually has a stamper, like a stamp pad, that has like a liquid eyeliner in it. So there's a couple of reasons why I like this idea. One reason is that for whatever reason, and I don't know why, sometimes, actually a lot of times, palettes will come out and they have every color under the sun in the palette, but they won't have a black, which is necessary as an artist if you're going to do anything that requires kind of depth or darkening or smoked. You can do that with lots of other colors, but black is a color that you use so often, and many palettes just don't include the color black anymore, and I don't really know why, but more and more as the palettes come out, they're just missing a black, and it's frustrating sometimes because you'll have a palette that you'll be working with, and then you have to reach for another palette, one that has a good black in it. So to have this little beauty just kind of rolling around is nice as an artist, especially if you're carrying palettes that don't have a black in them. So it's nice to always be able to reach for this and have a black with you to do a smoky look. In the instructions it says, again, you can do a Go Smoky or Stay Sleek. So we're going to go over the Go Smoky look first. Now, for the Go Smoky look, what they say to do is to take the V end of the brush, and this is after you've or before, or however, depending on what kind of look you want. So this is what I did. I went ahead and put my transition color in. And then once I put my transition color in, I took this brush with the little V on the end of it, and I just put it into their shadow. And then it says to actually apply the eyeshadow or liner to the V-shape end of the brush, align the bristles with the outside edge of your eye. The lower tip of the brush should be at the corner of your eye. So for the smoky look, the lower end of the brush, this end here, should be at the corner, right here, the corner of your eye. So it should be like this. And then you just press. Now, I don't know if you can see it on here because I didn't put much on, but I'll just do it so you can actually see. Yeah, it shows up a little bit. So what you've done now is you've put a triangle shape right here at the edge of your eye. So, and that's all, the edge of your eye, when you're doing a smoky look, you want to start from the edge of your eye and blend in. So then it says to take this side of the brush and just start smoking it inwards from that V. And just keep doing this until it smokes out with this brush. And then it'll, because of the V, you'll have a nice line there. Now, that's how you're supposed to do the smoky look. What I found is that I really liked this end of the brush for perfect placement of the stamp, right? Because it has draws a really good line from your lower line up, and then if you use that as your base to smoke it out, it gives you very good structure on this side of your face. What I didn't like was using this end of the brush to actually smoke that line out. I did find that I was doing it with the angled brush, and then eventually I went in with just my regular MAC 221 and just smoked out the color with my MAC 221 brush, as you can see, because it has the color on the end of it. And that just worked better for me. So this end didn't work as well. Yeah, the ghost, that's how you're supposed to utilize the Go Smoky look with this brush. The second look is a Stay Sleek look. And this is more of a tighter look. And for this look, you can either do shadow or you can do liner. And whichever you choose, however you want your line, you just put the brush in either or any liner or shadow that you have at home. And for this one, you're going to apply the eyeshadow or the liner to the V-shaped end of the brush. Align the bristles with the outside edge of your eye. The lower tip of the brush should be along your lower lash line. Gently press and leave a mark that fits the angle of your open eye. So whereas before we took this triangle and we did it even with our eye and we pressed and then we smoked. This time we are actually using the stamp to go along the lower and upper portions of the eye like this. And then you press. And what that does is it basically gives you a V right here on the bottom and the top in one quick little boop. And then you can either, if you like a tight, sleek line there, you can take a regular liner and finish lining your eye and know that you'll have a really good corner done. Or what I actually preferred it for was stamping that V right there with shadow and then taking a pencil brush and smoking that out a little bit and still having that tight line right there. So that is the Stay Sleek. And then it shows you here how you stamp it right at the corner of your eye. And then this is that final look. See how it's on the lower lash and the upper lash? And then with the Stay Smoky, you actually stamp it up here and then blend it, and it gives you a smoky look. So, as far as this brush is concerned, I actually do really like the V. I've tried it several times and it just makes it quicker. I find that I'm not like, I typically will pull and then I'm like, tight lining, and or, you know, there's always that kind of placement, and this makes sure that that placement is perfectly symmetrical, for either a good smoky look or for a really close tight line. Either way, it just ensures less mistakes, this does. Using this for smoking out, not a fan. Using this in conjunction with this eyeliner, just as a regular eyeliner, I actually did like. Because these bristles are really soft and because the brush is wide, I felt like I had a lot more room. I could do like 1, 2, 3, and I had my top lid lined. Over here I could do like 1, 2, 3, and I had my top lid line. I really like this as an eyeliner. The eyeliner formula is very nice. As you can see, you can play with it. You can make it a little more smoky and kind of wide like this at the lash line, or if you just prefer that really sleek, more dramatic look, you can make it a very thin, very dark wing or line right there. Now, I did find with the eyeliner that you have a little bit of playtime with it where you can smoke it out like this and get kind of a smoky look. But then once it dries down, it's pretty, it stays pretty well. I did not have any smudging away throughout the course of my day, and I actually used the eyeliner to tightline underneath here as well. And I did not use it in my waterline though, so I haven't used it in my waterline yet. I don't know how it would perform in the waterline. The shadow I found was, so for me this shadow is just a little on the chalky side. It blends very well. It does blend out, and it does make a good smoky look, and it serves its purpose, right? But when it comes to blendability, which, let's face it, anytime that we're using a black shadow, you're blending it out because you're either using it for a smoky look, or 9 times out of 10 when you use a black shadow, the blendability factor really needs to be there. I found that the shadow portion of this was not very blendable, and that is comparing it to the likes of like my Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. This is one of my favorite blacks in the world. The blendability of this black is phenomenal, and it is incredibly fun to work with. It is very opaque. It doesn't show up very good on camera, but it is incredibly opaque, and it's very blendable, and it's a joy to work with. Another one of my all-time favorite blacks is this is the Sephora Pro palette, and they have a black in this Pro palette that is phenomenal. It's very soft, it's very blendable, it's a lot of fun to work with, and it is an outstanding black. I would have liked to have seen something like this inside of this double-decker palette. I feel like the shadow inside of this is not, from an ingredient standpoint, it's not very luxurious, it's not very creamy. It is dry and kind of chalky. It serves its purpose. It goes on and it blends. It's difficult, and you have to work with it, but you can get it to blend and you can get it to look good. But the price point on this little double-decker, and you don't get anything else with it, you just get the liner stamp and you get the shadow. So I feel like if you're going to charge that for this little thing, that the liner should be phenomenal and the shadow should be very creamy and luxurious and something that has the blendability of a champion, because that's what you use this for smoky looks and blending. So you really have to focus on that feature for this shadow, and I feel like that wasn't done. I do feel like a cheap shadow was just pressed into this, and and that was it. And so that was very disappointing. I love the concept of the double decker, especially with the black like this, because like I said, there are a lot of palettes out there that don't have a black. So to be able to, as an artist, have a kit and be able to bring one palette and then just throw this in your bag and you know you have everything you need, that's phenomenal. But unfortunately, this is just not a good shadow. So I feel like once again, here we are with this kind of hit and miss relationship with Woosh Beauty, right? Absolutely love the idea of this brush. I will use this brush. I love the V part of this brush. I actually used this not just with black, but I also used it to do several other smoky eye looks with some nudes and some burgundies, and it works quite well. And I also used the liner end as well with other liners and even with some shadows, just to tight line some shadows really close to the lash line. And for both, they actually work quite well. And overall, I liked the performance of this. I don't like the ferrule. I think the ferrule is very cheapy. It feels almost plastic and not like metal. So the ferrules on this to me seem like not very high quality, and this is not a cheap brush either. So the price point on both of these things is incredibly high. I think the price point on the brush could definitely come down, even though I like it, and I don't think that the price point is worth the product in the double decker, simply because that shadow is dry and chalky, and could be a lot better. It should be a really good liner, and it should be a very creamy, very blendable, really dark black that everyone would want to get their hands on, and make it part of their everyday collection. But it is what it is, right? So, all right, guys. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining me to discuss these two products from Woosh Beauty. I can't say it. And we'll continue to explore the line. There are a few other things out there that I want to try. I was hoping that this review would either give us, yay, they're fantastic, or no, I'm out. I think I'm out on this brand. But it seems like we're still in that kind of hit and miss space where some things I really like and some things I just will take a pass on and cannot recommend to you guys in good faith. So I will continue to explore the line, and we'll see what happens. Upcoming videos, guys, we have a makeup brush tutorial that I'm going to be putting up for you guys, just going over some of my favorite brushes and how you can use them. We'll also have some additional product videos coming up soon. We are very close to 80 subscribers. Once we hit 100, we will do our drawing. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know that you have, and we will enter you into a drawing for a $50 shopping spree at either Sephora or Ulta, your choice, once we hit 100 subscribers. So definitely help us out, guys. We want to get that 100 as quickly as possible, so feel free to share, ask your friends to subscribe, and let's get this party going. I appreciate you guys being part of the family and coming back and spending time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our next video. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.